are on India Today podcasts and you are in the Sledging Room. A few days after the T20 World Cup, it's done and dusted with. England deserving champions, many would say, after a roller coaster start to their campaign. They lost to Ireland, remember, early days. But then Josh Buttler leading from the front with that emphatic win for England over New Zealand. And then, of course, the rest is history. Ben Stokes, the redemption man, remember what happened to him in 2016. Got carted for a few sixes by Carlos Brathwaite, redeeming himself at the Melbourne Cricket Ground against Pakistan. Of course, Ben Stokes playing crucial roles in both England's ODI World Cup as well as the 2020 World Cup. Yes, anchor role. We'll come to that. We'll come to a lot of that. We'll come to... we'll also discuss whether the Indian team has too many anchors. Anchorage also seems to weigh you down. We'll discuss all of that. But kudos to England before we get to dissecting the Indian team and the performances in the World Cup, Saurabh. Kudos to the English team. It's been a white ball revolution, so to say, because 2015 they lost to Bangladesh and their campaign was over in that ODI World Cup Down Under. From then on, they've reached the knockout stages of all 5 ICC events. 2017 Champions Trophy final. Obviously, before that, they lost the 2016 final to the West Indies. 2019, they were the T20 the ODI World Champions. They reached the semi-finals last year as well, and now winning the T20 World Cup for the second time in history. Quite an achievement, and this explains. This tells you why they are such a successful white ball team.
Absolutely, I remember just before the World Cup, Moeen Ali said, people call us that we are a great white ball team. But to do that, we need to win more trophies. And here they are. They have won the second T20 World Cup title. And 3 years after winning that World Cup, quite controversial final, boundary count rule and all against New Zealand, they have again won it.
There's nothing controversial about that final. In
Saurabh seems to have become a fanboy of the England cricket team. He was a fanboy at 2019 World Cup.
I remember, I supported
he's much, even in football,
I admire
like
their
this,
white ball teams.
When Manchester City win, he becomes their
Come
fan.
on, no, you can't
Liverpool
say that.
win, he becomes their fan.
So would you say he's more gullible now with Ronaldo, with that whole controversy around Ronaldo?
He is actually ticked off by what he said.
I am a
about his
diehard United fan. I can't support City or Liverpool.
Saurabh is happy
not in
to
this
see.
life.
Saurabh is happy to see England doing well in cricket as well.
Absolutely.
We have somebody in our team who's yet to come on this podcast. Sabyasachi. He's again, he admires Bangladesh cricket, which is okay. Some Bangladesh have produced some stellar cricketers over the years. But is it something about being defeated by Bangladesh? England, remember, defeated by Bangladesh, knocked out in 2015. World champions the next. India knocked out by Bangladesh.
Yes,
in 2007.
Yes.
World champions the next.
Champions
We seem to be winning too many of these World Cup games against Bangladesh. Maybe one day when, is it like a good luck charm for these teams to come back and make
look at our sports editor. He has completely lost hopes on the Indian cricket team. Now the Pakistan fans had a similar, 1992 they had a similarities between the 1992 and the 2022 T20 World Cup. Rajarshi Gupta has gone to Bangladesh connection now.
I mean, I'm just trying to connect the dots here.
Let's get a footage of this clip and play it to Sabyasachi. He'll be happy.
He'll be very happy.
He'll be happy knowing that.
Somebody is actually giving some name to Bangladesh.
Look, I mean, that's something that the English cricket teams are doing, right?
Yeah,
we clearly are not. So Akshay, look at the way they've revolutionized their game.
Yeah.
And we seem to be going on these three, on this trajectory.
I do think that England make plans and stick to them. They walk the talk. Indian cricket team was, we were talking about changing the approach, which I also vehemently defended in the lead up to the World Cup. Today,
not just you, a lot of people not only vehemently defended that, but a lot of people also criticized my earlier columns and our earlier shows on the Sledging Room.
Yes.
Where we started questioning India's approach.
We faced a lot of flake for the
We took a lot of we copped a lot of blows for asking those questions. And I said, look, I would be very happy to be proven wrong.
Yes.
We'd be very happy to be proven wrong, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. What were our questions, Akshay and Saurabh? The Indian approach, in the way the top three were batting, the bowling mix, a lot of pressure in the middle order, and all of it chopping and changing. You bring in Chahal, you don't play him. You bring in Rishabh Pant towards the fag end after playing Dinesh Karthik throughout. Harshal Patel nowhere to be seen. The same old approach from Rohit Sharma. KL Rahul flopping in those big games when it really mattered. I'll even ask questions of Virat Kohli. It's a team game.
Yeah.
You could say that
course.
he's the leading run
Of course.
scorer in the
Of
T20
course.
World Cup, this, that.
Yeah.
But questions have to be asked. I mean, that strike rate. Where
Yeah.
is it time now? This is what we want to figure out on this podcast. And, a lot of our listeners will also weigh in on this through comments and on Twitter. But is this time now to rehaul this team and overhaul and make drastic changes? Is it time? Is it desperate times yet?
I don't think it should be a knee-jerk reaction yet.
Come on, Akshay.
I was just waiting for that word. Yeah.
See, the team has made the semi-final. I'm not saying that,
Goodness.
I'm not saying.
No,
I'm not
I'm sure.
saying that as a yardstick.
Rohit Sharma
But
would say the same
what I wanted to
things.
say
Yeah.
before is that England are sticking to their plans. They are not, regardless of whatever happens, conditions.
No,
the
obviously. That's why they're
movement.
becoming, winning world
And
titles.
we did that. We over the last 12 months, so much emphasis was given to playing aggressive cricket in the power plays,
Yeah.
winning power plays.
Yeah.
But nothing. India scored at around 6.5. Their highest power play score was around 45 or 46, something like that.
Against what?
Against Zimbabwe or Bangladesh,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
I think Bangladesh, we were scratchy against Bangladesh too.
And
Yeah.
in the semi-final, it was 36. That's the biggest failure, right? You chalk plans, you utilize your resources for the last 12 months, but you don't execute it when it matters the most. It has been happening for quite some time. But let's not have knee-jerk reactions is what I would say.
No, but
See, it's important to think, look ahead and look at the 2024 T20 World Cup.
But knee-jerk reactions, from what I understand, the way you explain knee-jerk reactions is when something the Sunrisers Hyderabad did, for instance.
Yeah.
After David Warner's captaincy and batting came apart, they said, you know what, we'll get Kane Williamson. And obviously there might have been some other issues in the dressing room. We do not know for sure what happened. Warner himself wasn't clearly happy with the way he was treated at Sunrisers. But that could possibly be a knee-jerk reaction. But now, given what has happened, and it is not just about this T20 World Cup or the last, where we got knocked out in the Super 12 stages.
Yeah.
We haven't won a T20 World Cup since the inception of the IPL. By the way, that is also something that I've been talking about.
Yeah.
We've been discussing this on the Sledging Room, but now a lot of people are talking about it. So let's just, accept the fact that everything is not all right with this Indian T20I setup. We haven't even gotten to the ODI format. By the way, that could be some problematic areas there too.
Yeah.
But knee-jerk reaction, that's not how you define a knee-jerk reaction. With several T20 World Cups, over the last 6 years, Saurabh, 6-7 years, you've seen India have done fantastically in these bilateral T20I series in between World Cups. Then you come to a World Cup and then you're imploding. The same thing, your openers are not giving you good enough starts. Your middle order is inconsistent. Virat Kohli, yes, he got those 296 runs, but at a strike rate of 136. My point is, we've all criticized and questioned KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma's approach, body language, his captaincy. But Virat Kohli, great knock against Pakistan. We were super thrilled. I remember on the Sledging Room, we were so happy and so exuberant on that episode. But after that, he flopped against South Africa on a difficult pitch. Then his 50s were against what? Netherlands, Bangladesh, Zimbabwe. Right? The 50s against Netherlands and Bangladesh were also very, very scratchy, mind you. Those late order, you needed Surya Kumar Yadav to come and lift them. In the semi-final, where you needed 190, 200 against that batting lineup, that English batting lineup, there was nothing wrong with that pitch. Virat Kohli comes in and scores 50 or 40 balls. We still had wickets in hand, putting pressure on Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya. Obviously, thank goodness for that knock. Otherwise, we would have been totally, annihilated in that game, that Indian cricket team. Everybody has to cop a bit of the blame. You just can't say Kohli ne 200, 300 run bana diye, it's okay. How does it matter?
It matters. I think last time, 2016 T20 World Cup, it was Kohli who played a knock for the ages against Australia in Mohali, and we all talked about that. Then this MCG masterclass against Pakistan. But actually, I agree with you, Rajarshi. You score 400 runs, but if those runs are not going to help you win a T20I match, a crucial match against England, on a pitch where there are no demons.
Yeah.
That England opening pair showed that you could bat.
The only two demons were Josh Butler and Alex Hales, the way they batted.
I'm not surprised by what both of you have come up today, because your track record suggests so.
What track record?
Like when
Our
Virat
track
Kohli
record.
No, your
wasn't
track
sco-
record suggests.
Let me.
No,
put
your
this.
track record is supporting KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma
No, Akshay,
in their approach.
You need to understand
See,
one thing. No, you need
Like
to.
I always
no,
said,
you need to
if I
understand one
go
thing.
wrong somewhere, if I'm proved wrong,
No,
I'll be the first person.
No,
to take
Akshay,
them.
you need to listen first.
Tell me.
Rajarshi and I, both of us, we have praised and lauded Virat Kohli for that MCG masterclass.
Yeah.
But we have to point out where the mistakes are.
Yeah.
He failed against England. A 40 ball 50 in a semi-final match on a pitch where bowlers are not getting much hit.
Yeah.
It will be questioned.
There are some fair arguments. There are some fair points in Saurabh's argument. But what I would say is, we all hail Ben Stokes as a hero. Right?
Yeah, he is.
When he scored that 52 of 49 balls,
But
that was the need of the hour.
What
That
he had,
was the
what
need
he
of
had
the hour.
was the cushion from the openers.
That is
right?
exactly the point.
And what did our openers do? So it's completely
Your openers plus
unfair.
no.
Completely unfair to blame Virat Kohli
No,
for
no.
India's exit.
No, it's not completely unfair.
It was
Fair enough.
was the job description given to him.
No.
Okay,
Okay,
You
here
do this,
is the thing.
and our openers will
Here
fire.
is the thing. You
When
cannot
Rohit
carry
Sharma
three
and KL Rahul
anchors. Even
struggled
one
to
anchor
put bat
is
to ball. It's not Virat Kohli's fault.
One anchor, Akshay, is also one too many in a T20I setup. I
If
do
you
not
think
agree.
that way, then it's fine.
If I do not,
If you think that's way,
Ben
then it's
Stokes,
fine.
and remember, we had this exact discussion and argument over Ben Stokes on the Sledging Room. And remember what I said, that, his role is very well defined.
Yeah.
In a low-scoring game, he could be vital, and that's what he did against Sri Lanka
yes,
and
that is what
in that
happened.
final against
Yes.
Pakistan.
One more thing is, in a chase or when they are batting first, when they are going big, they don't even use Ben Stokes.
And by the way, exactly,
England's
that is
usage
the
of
point I
Ben
was
Stokes.
coming to. That's the point I was
England's
coming
usage
to.
of Ben
So in
Stokes.
case you want to use,
if you want to give that role clarity to Virat Kohli,
will you not
then
use Virat Kohli?
Bilkul, the team management should have used him like that, right?
Then
It's not
you
Virat
can't do
Kohli's
that.
fault.
You can't do that. This is Indian cricket. Come on, Akshay.
See, if you're
this is
batting-
Indian cricket. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So you mean
yeah.
to say that Virat Kohli would be okay to bat at number 7 when the openers have given a dynamic
If you
start
want
on
to
a flat
take the
pitch?
such bold
That's
calls,
what
you have to
happens.
take
No,
them,
no, no.
right?
That is not going to happen. That
You will be the first
no
person-
captain can do that.
Then you lose out on some player who's
you-
going to give you 300 runs every ICC tournament.
Akshay, Saurabh, the simple thing is, everybody in this team has to cop the blame.
Yes.
Even Surya Kumar Yadav, it would be unfair to single him out because of the kind of innings that he's played. But again, the fact is, he did not score against Pakistan. He did not score against England in the semi-final. Yeah. You could say that it was very well strategized. But why I'll go a little easy on Surya is because of the knock he played against South Africa on such a difficult pitch, and because of the immense pressure that he would anyway come out to bat because of the top 3 and him and Hardik Pandya. There's a lot of pressure. So the basic crux still remains: is there a complete and desperate need for the Indian, for a complete overhaul of this Indian cricket team? Bring in the likes of Prithvi Shaw, Rahul Tripathi, Rajat Patil. They're all sitting in the wings.
Yes.
What happens when this Indian team goes to New Zealand? I mean, we don't know. We're also a few days away. What if they come out and do the same old things again?
I remember, Rajarshi, when this World Cup had not started, you were the first one who pointed out that our best T20 players are not even playing in the T20 World Cup. And this is what has happened. You need those players. You need a Rahul Tripathi, a Prithvi Shaw. You need an Umran Malik. You need those kind of players who can come and make an impact, score those runs, pick those wickets. Our bowling had no firepower.
Bilkul.
You have to agree with that, because on a pitch where there was no swing on offer, we failed miserably. We failed to pick a single wicket in a semi-final game.
Even the body language.
In the body language of the captain,
Should the change start from the top? Should Rohit go?
In the T20 setup, yes, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. In fact, remember this is a column I wrote about in April this year, in 2022, that it's time for India to move on beyond these two, Rohit and Virat. Virat Kohli will continue to score runs. He's a great player. He will continue to score runs. But when those runs, remember 300 runs, which means he's probably consumed the most balls for India in that tournament, coming at a strike rate of 136 on pitches which are very good for batting. That's not good enough when you look at numbers, when you isolate them, right? In the T20 World Cup, look at the kind of opposition also you're facing, right?
Yeah.
India,
One
for
champion
instance,
side, we were found wanting.
Exactly. India and Pakistan, I still maintain that Pakistan were not, by any stretch of the imagination, even the second best team in this World Cup.
No, they were not.
They were not. They did not deserve to go
bowling
to
team
the
in the
final.
Best bowling team by a...
No, not even the best bowling
team.
Because Shaheen
I'll tell you why.
Afridi, I think you'll probably agree with me, Saurabh, that Shaheen Afridi was not at his best in the first couple of games. He came into his own through the middle of the tournament. Injured, unfortunate. Again, no, we wouldn't celebrate any. We don't appreciate that kind of fan behavior either. It was unfortunate that Shaheen Afridi broke down in that final. Maybe he could have made a match out of it. Maybe not. But the fact is, Pakistan are not, by any stretch of the imagination, a good enough T20 team. They went there thanks to the Netherlands, thanks to South Africa choking, and thanks to some really horrible cricket.
As far as I am concerned, England are playing somewhere here and the rest are somewhere here.
I agree.
There's no
South Africa probably.
South Africa and Australia also.
Australia again. Those were probably aberrations.
See, and one more thing, England have also made it clear, like what you said, that Joe Root is our best overall player, all-round player. He's our best batter in
ODIs and
tests. But we don't want him for T20Is.
Yeah.
Should India take that approach? Should Australia take that approach?
Should
New Zealand take that approach?
That is the call of the future cricket things. Because I was reading an article about Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson has also agreed, although he has said that not every team can follow the template of England in T20 cricket, but he has agreed, if you have the cushion, if you have the talent, please go and have your test team, separate test team.
Not following England's template, is that Rohit Sharma's ego? Is that Kane Williamson's ego?
It's not about following England's template.
You don't have to follow the template. Build your own template. England built their own template. After 2015 under Owen Morgan first and now under Joss Butler, they've built their own template. Build your own template and pick players accordingly. What you're doing right now is it's not going to pay dividends in the long run. What are you doing? You're picking up the best players. Okay, this is a guy with the highest average. This guy has this reputation, and you're throwing them in the mix and you're asking them to perform. Rishabh Pant, is he performing
in the IPL?
In the IPL, he has a different role. He has a really different role in the IPL.
Yeah.
He may not be performing. What I'm saying is...
saying so much about India hasn't won a T20 World Cup title since the start of the IPL. But look at the last 2 World Cups. How many players who have done well in the IPL, you have given them chances
precisely
when they are in form?
Exactly.
When
that's
they are
the
in
point.
form.
That's the point. And you're bringing Dinesh Karthik back from the cold, right? Somebody who's probably past his expiry date. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to use any harsh words here. But it's a fact. When a player is over 35, 36, you want to think twice before getting them back on the field, unless there's somebody of AB de Villiers' quality. Or Surya Kumar Yadav, 30-32, fair enough. He's got a late ring into the side, but that's okay. He's proven his potential. But there are these guys. This is what I said. India's best T20 cricketers are missing from action. Not just the IPL, Saeed Mushtaq Ali. If you're not respecting your own domestic tournaments, I am a strong admirer of Prithvi Shaw. He will not give you consistent runs.
But how long
he will utilize
carry
those
on?
power players.
How long will he carry on with this, good form and confidence? You have to pick him when he is confident, when he is in good form. We have done.
But how can you be confident?
That.
How can you give a player confidence when you bring them in and suddenly they're on their way out? Rajat Patidar went to Zimbabwe. Why did he not play? Rahul Tripathi, do you think he's going to get a game in New Zealand? I don't know. I hope he does.
I don't know.
I hope he does.
But he actually went on 2 tours.
Zimbabwe,
and he was there on island tour also.
For
Prithvi Shaw is 22,
but he did not get a single game.
Prithvi Shaw is 22-23. Now he must be sitting there wondering what I did wrong. Rishabh Pant did not feature in any of your World Cup games apart from the one against Zimbabwe in the semi-final. He is vice captain. Ravi Bishnoi, what? He's gone. He's gone.
What wrong has he done?
Yeah.
I mean, he was your best spinner in the Asia Cup matches where you failed miserably.
But somebody suggested that, right? Bring in Ashish Nehra as coach. Nehra ji as coach, Hardik as captain. Good fun.
It will be. I personally believe that we have done this in Test cricket. When Virat Kohli became the captain, we changed our gameplay and we became world beaters.
Very good point.
We went to Australia, we defeated them twice. So why can't we do it in T20 cricket?
We followed a template and we defeated Australia.
We don't need to go and see what England know.
Are you suggesting bring back Shastri?
No, I'm not suggesting bring back Shastri. I am suggesting bring back that fearsome attitude.
So are you suggesting specialist coach for T20 cricket?
Yes.
Why not?
Why not?
I suggested a specialist team for the T20I
yes,
side.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what I said, that, T20Is, the T20 format is for specialists of 2 kinds. Either younger cricketers or T20 specialists. I mean, players who only play this particular format.
Raj, I have a question. We are all talking about playing fearless cricket, playing risk-free cricket like how England do. But is the competition too high in India? For instance, should a player not be blamed for thinking about his career? If you don't perform for a couple of matches, there are 100 people waiting to take your spot.
That is the point.
How do you address that concern?
This has to be addressed by the team management, that you do not focus on averages alone. Or you do not focus on average. Give the players a fair amount of games and tell them that, what, I want a strike rate of 140 from you.
But a lot of people...
Does not matter if you're averaging 25, 28. It does not matter.
A lot of cricketers were saying that Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma were giving that kind of security over the last 12 months.
To who?
Dinesh Karthik,
and
for instance,
it is
came out
not just about
and
playing.
Just Dinesh Karthik.
It is not just about playing risk-free cricket. It is about that intent. You have to show that intent when you're out in the middle. KL Rahul, when he comes to open, it doesn't look like he has played T20 cricket ever. It looks like he's playing a test cricket match.
For instance, Krishnamachari Srikanth put it beautifully. When you pick Pant in the side, don't expect consistency from him. Out of 10 matches, he's going to win you 3 matches.
But the point is that for India, Pant in T20 internationals, he's going to complete disaster.
But if you are going to give him that license to fail.
There are good cricketers. The problem is, since we're discussing this, it's not a question of lack of talent.
And
there is T20.
And blaming IPL for not...
No.
That
On
is
the contrary, I think we have not been able to use the IPL fully to build a great cricket team.
I remember Owen Morgan said it.
That all the English
I have
players,
asked all my players to go and play IPL and learn how to handle pressure situations.
We are not using the IPL well enough, gentlemen. We are not.
We gave the world IPL and now they are coming and learning everything.
India has given to the cricket world the greatest cricket tournament. The IPL, I would say, in certain patches could be more competitive than the T20 World Cup. Instead of watching Bangladesh versus Zimbabwe, if you watch, a gripping IPL match, I think that would be far more competitive, far more compelling cricket to watch. But we have not used the IPL fair enough because we only want to build teams on reputations. That is why you're not getting in Rahul Tripathi, Rajat Patidar, Prithvi Shaw. I know maybe he's annoyed someone somewhere really significantly. Someone really important he must have ticked off. And you're not getting in those players. Sanju Samson, okay, he may not be the most consistent cricketer, but that's Sanju Samson's nature. Rohit Sharma talked up Sanju Samson. And said, he's the kind of cricketer we'd like to see him bloom in Australia. Goes to Ireland, gets a 50. Poor guy is not. Again, he's missing from action. We talked of Umran Malik. We talked of Arshdeep Singh. Thankfully, he was there in that squad. Did reasonably well. And yet, look at the kind of players that you're missing on. Ravi Bishnoi. Chahal. You've seen wrist spinners. No, but that is not to say that Saurabh, Chahal would have done anything significant.
No,
it's not just because Adil Rashid bowled those spells. It's not to suggest that Chahal would have also met similar success. Look at what Shadab Khan did for Pakistan. But not giving a single game? Like, what was that?
And I was not able to figure out the role of Akshay Patel. He was bowling those 2 overs. He could not bat. He has gone there as the replacement of Jadeja, but he could not bat.
No.
Fielding wise, I don't know how good he is. I have seen him. I am a die-hard Delhi Capital supporters, and I can pitch in with this fact that he's not one of the best fielders you have despite being a young cricketer. He can't bowl. He was bowling those 2 overs. He was getting hit for sixes.
But he's a good asset in Indian conditions.
Exactly.
In whatever format.
But if you are playing a T20 World Cup in Australia, you have to play.
And Akshay Patel doesn't fit in.
Trick by making Rohit an all-format captain, given his fitness.
No, but then that is what you said, right? The selectors said. The team, the selector said that we don't want to have multi-formats captain. But so why did you sack Virat Kohli then from the ODI team?
How often was Rohit Sharma travelling with the team?
Not often enough. He would take breaks, for whatever reasons. And I think these are issues that we have to address. How many breaks do you need? How much time off do you need? Exactly. You don't take time off during the IPL.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You don't want to question that because there's money involved, there's high stakes. Fair enough. Don't take breaks during the IPL. But also do not take breaks when it's time for India. Okay, not going to Ireland, Zimbabwe, that's understandable.
But why will you not go to New Zealand?
Why will you not go to New Zealand? Kane Williamson is playing.
Yes.
Most of the
Kane Williamson is playing.
His team also played semi-final.
Yeah.
We also played semi-final.
Exactly.
He can go and he can lead a team, but you can't go and play.
Kane
Why?
Williamson is playing the series.
Should
Rohit
these
Sharma is not there.
seniors themselves
Why
take
is
a call?
KL Rahul taking a break? Why is Rahul Dravid taking a break?
Exactly.
He's the coach. I mean, he took a break from Ireland. Okay, then you said India had gone to England to prepare. Why is Rahul Dravid taking a break? What? KL Rahul. He came back
It's
for
been a
what?
year for Rahul Dravid. What has he
KL
done?
Rahul has just come back.
Should we ask tough questions about Rahul Dravid?
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Should
India
ask.
failed in tests under Rahul Dravid.
They have.
Yeah.
The momentum has gone.
Yeah.
The momentum has significantly shifted.
it's-
Look at the bowlers.
Yeah.
Are we missing Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun in that test lineup? Strategizing plans. You go
Looks like
you go to South Africa. You win one test match. Then you're defending two reasonably good targets, totals, and you let it slip so quickly. Look at what happened in England. Again, in all these 3 test matches that they lost back-to-back, 2 in South Africa, this one in England, the rescheduled test match, India were in all right positions. They were in okay positions. And to go down from there, you have to ask questions of the coaching staff as well. But I'm still bewildered. Why is KL Rahul been rested?
Exactly.
Unless you're saying that, you don't want to look at him anymore in the T20 format.
But he's back as vice captain.
He's
for
back
India.
as
vice
but
captain.
then Bangladesh.
He will play in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh and India are not playing T20 cricket in Bangladesh.
But he'll play ODIs.
He
and
will.
I believe the next time we play a T20 series, he will come back again as vice captain.
If that happens, it'll be horrendous. Now, if you're saying that,
Should these seniors take a call themselves? Say, Rohit, I won't play T20s anymore.
The problem is, do you think they will?
They will not.
The problem is, they won't take these calls because it's so much about endorsements.
Who's
it's so
powerful
much
enough
about
to take that call in the BCCI now?
everybody is powerful in the BCCI, and the BCCI
selectors
is
can
not
The
take a call.
selectors, the selectors have been
the game.
very vocal about making
Yeah.
bold decisions and all that. Can
Yeah.
they take a call like this?
They should. Somebody has to.
When
MS Dhoni took that call.
MS Dhoni was the
supposedly.
captain. When he could drop the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, I think
But
Rohit Sharma and
our
they
chief
are.
selector has said the doors will be always open for seniors.
The doors will be open for Prithvi Shaw also. I mean, and the press conference of the chief selector was.
I don't see them
bewildering.
playing until 2024. See, if you ask me, I would still want Virat Kohli in that team, 2024 World Cup team. Maybe
No,
like.
I wouldn't even mind KL Rahul in the T20 team unless he comes out and
he
scores at a
performs.
strike rate of
Yes,
148. Let him
But I
score
don't
that.
see Rohit Sharma if he's playing the other two formats continuously. If he's leading India in ODIs, if he's leading India in tests, I think it'll be too much of a stretch for him
You
to
know,
play
I
T20
think since we've talked about the IPL, and I've also seen so many people criticizing the IPL for India's performance. I think that's very immature and very. It's a very easy thing to do.
Yeah,
Why would
exactly.
it's a soft target? The IPL is often a soft target. It's generated money, not just for players, for a lot of stakeholders. It's entertainment. It's brought a different genre of cricket fans to the game, to the sport. It's given so many cricketers so many opportunities. Look at David Warner early on in his career.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
capitalized on the Champions League. Then he went to Delhi Delhi Daredevils back then. A lot of cricketers have come up the ranks playing well for the respective IPL franchises. There's so much that senior players could learn, even from Kiran Pollard, by the way, who announced his retirement on Tuesday, IPL retirement. He said he would be a batting coach with the Mumbai Indians, and he would continue to play for Mumbai Emirates.
Yeah.
So those are mature decisions.
And the amount of number crunching that goes into every IPL game.
Yeah.
It's actually revolutionized T20 cricket. But by that matter, do you say that Indians shouldn't go and play overseas leagues? What is your take on that?
again,
Saurabh? Raj?
Yeah, go on.
I don't think that we should play overseas T20 leagues. I personally am not a very big fan of overseas T20 leagues. But yes, I personally want these young players should get some exposure. You should not go and play overseas T20 leagues. You should organize this India tours to other countries, go and play from their players and have those matches.
Should we have IPL
And most importantly, if a player is performing in IPL and he's also performing in SMAT and Vijay Hazare Trophy, pick him up, give him a chance, back him that you have to perform. Even if you fail, you have to strike, and we will.
So should
give
we
a
have
chance.
more T20 tours?
No, we do anyway. I mean, my point is very simple. Look, why was Rahul Dravid asked that question in the post-match press conference? He said, no, that would affect our schedule. First off, I think that's not true, to look for a politer word, but it's not that Indian cricketers don't have exposure. They play so many bilateral series. Forget the senior India teams. Look at the India A teams. There are shadow tours. Every time the senior India teams go out, you have an India A on a team on a shadow tour. Moreover, what exposure are you talking about?
About the
If we go
conditions,
to-
various
no,
conditions.
but aren't you acquainted with conditions already? Aren't you acquainted with conditions already? Also, to contradict what Dravid said, if he says that would affect our, it would sort of kind of affect our ongoing tours, why don't you send younger players?
Yes.
Uncapped players. You won't do that. We all know why. But that's okay. I mean, Rahul Dravid did not have to go through that route to explain why not. It's okay. And you don't need that kind of exposure. You have enough. You have more than that. You have played the IPL here. You go on international tours. Even someone like Nitish Rana has played T20 internationals.
Yes.
Right? Rajat Patidar, Rahul Tripathi, I don't know what's going to happen in New Zealand. I don't know how much Umran Malik is going to play. And the same old format in ODIs. By the way, we'll have to shift our focus to one-day cricket as well very, very soon.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Prepare for another 12 months of thrill ride.
And one more, I have one question.
Yeah.
I was listening to Michael Vaughan, actually reading what he said. So he has said that no, India are absolutely not the favorites for the 50-over World Cup.
I agree.
Even in India.
I agree.
You agree with it.
I
What would
agree.
you, Akshay?
Bilkul.
You agree with it.
Yeah.
So who do you back as favorites? Although this is not this should not be the question. But who should be who are the favorite? England.
It's too early to call. But I think England,
yeah.
South Africa, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Australia would be pretty charged up.
Yeah.
But it's too early to call.
Yeah, obviously.
1 year. And I hope India changes their approach in one-day cricket as well, because...
And if you ask me, I don't want them to enter a tournament as favorites. No, don't enter as favorites, but just win that tournament.
But 1 year down the line, we'd be sitting here doing the same thing, hyping the Indian team up because
Because they would have won
the beast.
and they would have won so much bilateral ODI series against different
Yeah,
teams.
but we're not winning too many bilateral series as well. So we haven't. I mean, we did win in England, but we need to really.
Maybe losing a bilateral series to Bangladesh would help. No? Bangladesh,
But getting knocked out from a particular tournament. So, what happened in the Asia Cup when Sachin got his 100th? We got knocked out. That was what, 2012?
2012.
Yes.
Did we win in 2013 Champions Trophy?
It has worked. Somebody needs to convey his message,
Asia Cup is there in 2023.
which is going to happen in Pakistan. A lot of things has already happened.
But then on this note, we'll wrap it up, and we'll hope to see some more lively action and discussions as India travel to New Zealand, and of course the FIFA World Cup gets underway in a few days from now. We'll get you tidbits from that as well on the Sledging Room. And first, there's a FIFA World Cup. You have to discuss football. But till then, have a great week.
Enjoy the weather in Noida.
It's getting
Northern
cold.
India.
now you can enjoy the weather. Yeah, the pollution is under check, thankfully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thankfully.
AQI is getting better.
Thankfully.
Right. All right then. See you next week on the Sledging Room. Do come back and join us for more. You are on India Today podcasts, and you are in the Sledging Room.